guys, welcome back to Faro Iron and Customs. This is going to be day number 21 of Febudaily. I got just a little bit of time before Valerie gets home, so what we're going to do is try to get this headliner out. I got the, as per normal, hadn't charged the camera, so it's charging up. First thing I wanted to do was, I said yesterday in the video that wasn't exactly sure about these rails. They are the correct rails for the car, but they, from the pictures I've seen on the internet, they mount all the way back like this, and we're going to have to use that front filler piece to cover, to go underneath here and fill in underneath the rail. So it looks like I'm going to have to drill some new holes. I'm hoping once I get the headliner out, I'm going to see a little something different. So let me gather some tools together and see. Maggie! These kids. Alright, so let me get some tools together and see if I can get some light inside this car where y'all can see. I've still got to work on getting some more lighting. I actually looked at some at Harbor Freight today, and yeah, I gotta get something. Alright guys, so I'm definitely gonna have to get a GoPro or something. I don't know, something with a little bit of a better angle on the lens. I did get some light in here. I've already pulled this corner out, this A-pillar molding. So we're just gonna take, all we got is some Phillips heads. Hang on, we gotta do something different. Alright guys, I went ahead and pulled the visors out. All it was 3 Phillips head on each side. The clips actually have a little hole they sit in, and they kind of held in there really good. I went ahead and took the left side poop handle off. I got 2 more in the back. I need to figure out how to take out the I got to figure out how to take this out. I don't know that I've ever had it out, so may have to get on the internet so I don't break it. We've already got a couple of parts. Yep, that was easy enough. Yeah, it looks like it's just 2 Phillips head screws holding that. I'm just keeping all the parts inside the car. I'm sticking all the screws for all the interior parts. If I have to come back and watch the video later, putting them in the cup holder up front here. So I'm going to take those screws out. That should pop out. I've got the seat belt little trim pieces are falling apart bad on this car. So I'm going to have to get those replaced. They're just the sun is deteriorated them, you know, just the heat and the sun and everything. So that's what I would like to call a 17/16, which is a 17 millimeter. And the reason why I call it that is because it's slightly smaller than 11/16. So anyway, it's kind of an inside joke. So I'm gonna get this out and get those poop handles out of the back, and we'll come back. Have I ever mentioned how much I despise this pole in the middle of the shop? Yeah, I absolutely hate this pole in the middle of the shop. I'll be glad to get my new shop built one day. Unfortunately, it's not going to be anytime real soon. Alright. We're working our way into the back, and we got two more of these poop handles back here. You can see I already started taking that side out yesterday. Let me get these knocked out. The front's basically loose. Look at that. I'm gonna have to get that, try to get that clean. There's a little spot up there that's been up there as long as we've had the car. Let me get these out and I'll come back. Okay, I started dropping it down in the back, and I realized I had missed a clip. There is one clip. Oh, and now it's on the floor in the front of the car somewhere, I hope. Oh, okay. Yep, it's definitely coming down now. Alright, let's work our way to the back. Alright, I hope y'all were paying attention when we were taking all them screws out, because I'm going to expect y'all to tell me how to put it back together when we get that far. This just lifted out around this last panel. Like I said, I pulled the other side out yesterday. And there is the headliner out of the car. It looks like we may have had a rat in there at some point. This car sat for a few years. Hey Maggie, don't eat that. Let me get something to get that up so the dog don't eat it. But this car sat for a couple of years. It started using oil really bad at one point after we turboed it, and we rebuilt the motor in it, and like I said, it sat while we were rebuilding the motor in it. The wife was driving the Kia, and it just didn't really have much need of going on and fixing it. So give me a second, we'll get inside and see what's in there. Alright guys, now with the headliner out, we can get to our nut that holds the antenna on, and I'll do that off camera, just pop the antenna out. I'm going to go ahead and probably try to get these pieces out, the squirter out. What else do I need? I really wish I could take these glasses out, but they're glued in. And I'm afraid that if I tried to cut them out, I'd probably break them. The front windshield is already broken. So now would be a great time to replace the windshield. But unfortunately, we're just going to have to tape it as close as we can. I've been trying to think about how to feather this edge out. Anyway. And also this is the same way. I was hoping that that window bolted in, but it's glued in as well. So, so far as the roof rails go, this is what I found. I think the front bolt lines up with that hole right there. These are going to have to come out. This one will definitely have to come out. That one can stay in for it to fit. But there's the hole for the second bolt hole, the third bolt hole, and I don't know if you can see it, but the very last one. So at least I already have holes in the car to know where to drill holes for them to go. And I found this really interesting with this cross brace that's in here. It's actually bolted in the car on both sides. I've never been this far into the car. This is actually bolted in the car too. This A-pillar brace. So that's interesting. So let's see, I may go ahead and pop those out and see what it'll look like. Well, we won't be able to see what's like with the rail until we drill the holes. Let's pop those out and see what size those holes are. Alright guys, I just went in and took like a 5/16 bit, because that's what it looks like where these were put on, about the size that the holes were, if you can see the imprint there. I went ahead and took the old these mounts that were in the factory roof, took them off. I took all of these clips off except for the two at the front, because we're going to have those to put this piece back on. We're going to have to cut it off somewhere, and that's what's going to cover the front. And let's see, I went ahead and drilled the holes. Like I said, the front hole was that hole, and the rest of the holes were the ones that lined up that I showed you inside the roof. This one's popped up just a little bit, but I haven't cleaned the track out or anything. The other side's popped up too. So let's grab the rest of the racks and stick them up there. Alright, they're not installed. I'm not 100% sure where the rest of the hardware is. I'm going to have to track that down. I'm going to have to get with Valerie. I don't know if it's up on the mezzanine in the back shop, or if it's somewhere else. It's been several years since we bought these. So, we'll find those rest of those parts by the time we get the car painted, and I got to figure out how I'm going to fill those holes in and we'll come up with an answer with that before I do the priming of the roof. That's going to be the next thing on this car. Is we're going to strip down the back. We're going to strip down the roof, finish stripping down the roof, and we're going to strip down the hood, get that primed in, and depending on how we're running on time, we're going to go from there. Now tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to be working on the mini truck or not. I have not talked to Glenn today, which is weird because he usually calls me on Thursday. And he may just have been too busy to call me today. So the next video may be working on that, or we may be back out here in the shop stripping this down and getting it ready for prime. I do know that sometime over the next couple of days we're going to work hard on from the video from yesterday. We're going to work on getting that front clip back on that car. I'd love to get that car where all we got to do is back it out of the shop and load it on the trailer before we go down there the following Sunday, which is the 26th. So anyway, y'all throw a like and subscribe, and it's another one down for Febudaily.